As ski season approaches, many resorts across the country are watching the forecast closely. It's been a warm start to November for much of the West, and the snow has been hard to come by, even in places like Denver that usually start to see a couple of flakes by now. Joining us is Alan Smith, Meteorologist and Operations Manager for OpenNow, a company that specializes in snow forecasting and ski resorts. And you're here to talk about how the early season is shaping up and what we can expect. Alan, I want to thank you first and foremost for chatting with us. But we've had a pretty warm start to November. How has that started to ultimately affect the early open ski season across the West?
Right. Well, the good thing about it being so early in the year is that we can make up a snowfall deficit pretty quickly. So things are off to a slow start, but we have seen a few resorts in Colorado open already simply because they're located at such high elevation. So they've been a little bit colder, even with it being warmer than average, they've been able to make snow. Otherwise, we're just waiting for some more natural snow to fall across the western U.S. and hopefully by later in November, with the combination of snowmaking and some natural snow, things can start to really get into business.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the ski resorts are hoping the same thing, fingers crossed. I want to kind of specify about Denver because they still haven't seen their first measurable snowfall at all. So, how unusual is that to you? And what could it mean for maybe the rest of the state of Colorado and the season in terms of the ski resorts?
Right. It is pretty unusual for Denver to have not seen any snow yet. Normally, mid October is when they get their first snow of the season. But if you look in the record books, I want to say the end of November or the beginning of December, even as their latest first snow on record. The good thing, though, is Denver snowfall really has very little correlation to ski season snowfall because they're located east of the Continental Divide. Most ski resorts are located west of the Continental Divide. So storms that come through the west can bring a lot of snow to ski areas. And by the time they move east of the Continental Divide, you get a rain shadow effect where Denver doesn't get much snow. So fortunately, it can be a low winter in Denver, but it can be a big winter in the mountains.
And that's all that matters, right? As long as those ski resorts get that fresh pow pow, they're pretty set for the season. Looking ahead, are you seeing any major signs in terms of a pattern shift for those across the Rockies with active weather, maybe later through this month and maybe into the first half of December?
Yeah, in the near term, we are starting to see some signs of a more active pattern developing across the western US during the second half of November. And so we should really start to see ski areas picking up more snow then. It looks like initially through at least mid month, we're going to hang on to those warmer than average temperatures. But as we get later into the month, we are seeing signs of just more frequent storms moving in. Eventually, that should drag some colder air down from Canada, lead to some lower snow levels, snow falling at lower elevations. And that should help to really kick things off. We don't know how long that active pattern could last. It could just be a week or two. We'll keep our fingers crossed it lasts a little longer in December and really helps to get things going. But it's good to see some positive signs in the next couple of weeks.
All right, we'll be watching closely. I want to thank you again for joining us and sharing your insight, kind of helping us understand this early season weather. We know a lot of ski lovers and snow lovers are going to be maybe heading to the resorts this weekend. So I think this is the perfect type of conversation they needed to hear as they head out. Thanks again for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And nobody does winter quite like Fox Weather. So be sure to tune into our coverage all season long and join us as we kick off Fox Weather Ski House. We'll take you to some of the best ski resorts across the country that's only here on Fox Weather. We start that off December 3rd there at Deer Valley Resort. So get ready for that.